Hi everybody, welcome back to another Star Wars Funko Pop video. Today we'll be doing another top 10 list, this time of my top 10 most expensive Star Wars Funko Pops. So without further ado, sit back and relax and let's get started. Starting off at number 10, we have the 2016 Walgreens Exclusive General Grievous. Bought this a while back ago off of Craigslist, back when Craigslist was a viable option. Now it's just full of scammers. Anyways, I got this alongside with a 442nd Clone Trooper, a Shock Trooper, and an AT-AT driver. All for about, I think it was about 120 bucks for the lot, which was a pretty good deal even for then, considering now Grievous is about 100 bucks. Or you can get them now for half the price if you get the one with the special edition sticker, which may be the better option because there aren't too many Walgreens variants that come in a decent box. And what I mean by that is if you're new to pop collecting, the last place you want to buy your pops is at a cheap drugstore. Nothing against Walgreens, it's a great store to pick up your cold medication, but it's a pharmacy, not a toy store, not a comic book store. So don't expect the pops there to be in good condition. The employees there could care less if the box has a crease on it or not. That being said, there have been a lot of great Star Wars pops released exclusively to the store, unfortunately, such as Jango Fett, ObiWan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, just to name a few, but it looks like they are finally re-releasing these characters with the special edition stickers on them to several online retailers. So who knows, maybe enough people complain about this Funko Walgreens deal. I don't know, that's my 2 cents on this, but anyways, at number 9 we have the 2019 Special Edition Fully Chrome Mandalorian. Now what I mean by fully chrome is not only is the helmet chrome but the body armor as well. There are actually 3 different versions of this pop. The first one is the Amazon exclusive, which only has the chrome helmet. Next is the international version with the special edition sticker, very much like the one you see here, but that one also only has the chrome helmet. And then there's this one. This one not only has the chrome helmet but also has the chrome body armor, a significant difference between the other two. It is rumored to say that only 3,000 of these fully chrome Mandos were made before production was put on hold. But if you're interested in acquiring this first edition pop, keep these 3 things in mind. First, it has to have the special edition sticker. Second, it's pretty obvious, it needs to be fully chrome. But if you're shopping online, it can be difficult to tell whether the body armor is chrome or not, especially when it's in its box. So for number 3, check the bottom of the box, look for the FAC number and find the one that ends in 19339. That's the one you want. Now the pop price guide has it set around 120, but I believe it could be higher, around 200, if people knew they had a first edition and weren't selling it as if it were a second edition. But anyways, for the sake of this video, let's call it at 120 at number 9. And at number 8, we have the 2017 Star Wars Celebration in Orlando Luke Skywalker with hood. Bought this a while back ago for about 40 bucks, was able to get a good deal on it simply because it wasn't a very sought after pop. Until now, this is a bit of a spoiler alert for those of you that haven't seen The Mandalorian, which by the way is a great show, highly recommended. If you don't have Disney Plus, do yourself a favor and subscribe for at least a month, binge the show, it's totally worth it. It's some of the best Star Wars we've had in a while. There's actually a meme where it shows a picture of the actor who plays Mando and it goes like this. Actor Pedro Pascal is in critical condition and has been admitted to the hospital this morning due to severe back pain caused by carrying the entire Star Wars universe on his shoulders. Oh my gosh, that's great. It's true, especially since the sequel trilogy, which in my opinion is complete rubbish. The only good thing to come out of there was BB-8, and that's the only pop I have from those 3 movies. And also that Sith Trooper is pretty sick too, wouldn't mind having that one. But anyways, as I was saying, it wasn't until Luke Skywalker made an appearance on The Mandalorian that his price skyrocketed. Pop price guide has it set at 180. Now on to number 7, we have the 2013 first edition Jar Jar Binks. Super glad to be able to snag this one, especially one in such great condition. Now, the way you can tell it's a first edition is that the front of the box doesn't have the age recommendation on the bottom right corner of 15 plus years old. Secondly is a dead giveaway. Not only is a picture of the pop on the front of the box, the side and the back, but also on the bottom as well. Another way to tell if you have a first edition Star Wars pop, and mind you this doesn't apply to our Jar Jar Binks here, is if it has the large thin font on the front of the box for vinyl bobblehead. I believe that only applies to the first 14 pops from Darth Vader down to the Shadow Trooper. But anyways, here he is outside the box. He's a very tall pop. Look at those eyes. I don't know if you could tell earlier, but when he was inside the box, you couldn't really see his eyes because he is so tall. Now I have to say, he doesn't have much of a bobble. As you can see here in the back, his ears actually rub up against the back of his arms. But that's okay, he's still a very well made pop. I mean, if you just look here on this side of his face, where the orange part meets with the tan part, it's very well painted, very sharp. Usually that part gets a little fuzzy, but this one is in immaculate condition, not just the box, but the pop as well. Pop price guide has it set just over $200. Now, moving on to number 6, we have an even older pop. It's the 2012 first edition Clone Trooper. There are actually two variants of this pop. There's this one, and then there's the vaulted edition. And if you don't know what I mean by vaulted, basically Funko re-released some original pops that were no longer being produced, but to keep the value of the original ones, they released the new ones in a black and silver box instead of blue. Now this one is in pretty fair condition, but then again, it's hard to find a decent one considering a lot of these clone troopers were used as blank canvases to create custom pieces. A lot of people would paint over them to look like different divisions of the clone army, and some common ones would be to make it look like a 501st clone trooper because the real deal cost over $1,000. Another example would be to replicate the 332nd clone troopers where they painted their helmets orange and blue in honor of Ahsoka Tano. That being said, an unmarked clone trooper pop is the equivalency of an old Subaru WRX that hasn't been customized to look faster, much less go faster. It's quite rare to find one in stock condition. Even the vaulted pops go for as much as $50. This one being an original blue box, Pop Price Guide has it set at $220. Now moving on to number 5, we have the 2015 Galactic Convention Exclusive Shock Trooper. Now this is the other one I got on Craigslist alongside the General Grievous. I think at the time his pop price guide was around $65. Right now he's shooting as high as $240. And this is just a shared exclusive. The one from the actual event from the Star Wars celebration in Anaheim costs as much as $400. So if you're a serious collector, you'll want to get that one instead, or both. Just be careful if you intend to buy the more expensive one, because the only difference between the two is the sticker. And nowadays, sellers can easily switch out the stickers and sell you a shared exclusive at the price of an actual convention exclusive. Now, I wish there was a way to tell the difference, but it really just comes down to looking at it closely. Check the corners of the stickers to see if any possible peeling, and check the edges, make sure the background paint bleeds all the way through. Apart from that, I would just avoid buying the more expensive one, unless it was recently released. But anyways, this is a really great pop, one of my favorites. Even though it's the same mold as a regular clone trooper, the paint job on this really makes it stand out. Plus, it's number 42 in the Star Wars lineup, my favorite number, which I know is rather odd, but if you're a sci-fi fan such as myself, you'll know that 42 is the answer to life, according to the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Anyways, on to number 4. It's the 2018 Fall Convention exclusive Captain Rex. Now I have to admit, when this first came out, I almost didn't buy it. Just something about it that was off. It wasn't love at first sight, you know? And since I missed out buying it from Hot Topic directly, the price was already inflated at $50 from third-party resellers. But at the end, I'm glad I did. He's one of my favorite characters. Right now, his pop price guide is set at $350. Not too shabby, huh? And the New York Comic Con exclusive version is just slightly higher at $380. Which for a second I might have been tempted to upgrade if the convention's date started on October 1st and not the 4th, simply because that's my birthday and I would have been a sucker just to have an official Funko Pop sticker with my birth date on it. Ooh, so close. But that's okay. Design wise, I like this one better. If you look closely, this one has a miniature popified Statue of Liberty on it. Ha, how can you beat that? But overall, it's a great pop. He's in his signature pose with his twin blasters ready to fire. He's got a good amount of detail on his helmet. You can even see the tally marks on the side signifying his victories. And if you look even closer, you can see the welding marks from his armor modifications. Very cool pop. Now let's move on to the final 3. It's the 2020 Star Wars Celebration in Anaheim glow-in-the-dark ObiWan Kenobi, limited to only 3,000 pieces. So, because of the pandemic, the actual event was canceled, and the only way you could buy this pop is if you were randomly selected from an emailing list, and then if chosen, you would have the option to purchase this pop for $20. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't lucky enough to get picked, but I was able to get in contact with someone who did and was willing to sell. After some brief negotiations, we agreed on the amount of $300. So I put my stimmy to good use and drove an hour east to pick this bad boy up. Now, normally I don't recommend buying newly released pops from resellers because of course they just jack up the price, and the first ones to post online feel they can dictate the price and sell it at whatever they want. But once the other resellers start posting theirs online, the price starts to get competitive and then it begins to settle and go down. For example, when the WonderCon Golden Stormtrooper was first introduced, it was already being sold before it was even officially announced. I saw one sell online for $350, and that was just a shared exclusive. Now months later, you can pick up that same pop for 20 bucks. Yeesh, feel bad for the schmuck who fell for that one. So when I decided to buy this holographic pop, yeah, it was a bit of a risk, but I felt confident that it was a good deal. It wasn't just another exclusive, it was a Star Wars Celebration exclusive, and it was confirmed that only 3,000 of these were to be released. Plus, it's such a great looking pop. As soon as I saw it, I knew I had to have it. I mean, just look at the glow on this thing. The glow in the dark feature on Funko Pops has certainly improved over the years. And of course, it looks so much better in person. It's actually more of a greenish glow than this dark blue you see now. So just imagine the cleanest, clearest beach you can think of, and that's what the true color of this glow is. Current pop price guide is set at $810. Now, moving on to our second most expensive Star Wars pop, it's the 2014 Dallas Comic-Con exclusive glow-in-the-dark holographic Darth Vader. Super excited to be able to get this one. Being from Dallas myself, I just had to have it. It's the only Star Wars Funko Pop exclusive to Dallas, Texas. I really love the sticker on this one. Did you see the glow-in-the-dark sticker? It's huge. It's just as big as the con sticker. I think sometime after 2016 they reduced the size of that sticker. There's also a sticker variant of this where it was released at the Paris Comics Expo. Now you may have noticed this box does have some considerable damage, so I was able to get this one at a discounted rate. Actually, I didn't even plan on purchasing this one. I was at a local toy show and one of the vendors had it for sale. So it was pretty cool to see it in person before actually buying it to make sure it's the real deal. This being number 33 in the Star Wars lineup, it does have the picture of the pop on the bottom of the box. Now, one of the biggest deciding factors for me to determine that it was legit was when the vendor showed me a picture of it glowing in the dark on his phone. And when I saw how much brighter the rest of the body was compared to the head, I knew it was the real deal. So, even before all this, I had seen pictures of what the glow on this pop looks like, because that's what you do when you collect. You buy pops and you fantasize about the ones you can't have, like the holographic Darth Maul, which I've also looked into. But anyways, one of the key similarities I noticed with the Darth Vader pops was that the head was significantly dimmer than the rest of the body. Which sounds backwards, right? Because you would think the counterfeits would be the ones with the imperfection, right? But that's just based on my experience. Would love to hear what y'all have to say. Pop price guide on this pop is around $8.90. But now, moving on to our final most expensive Star Wars Funko Pop in my collection. It's the 2016 New York Comic Con Qui-Gon Jinn, limited to only 2,000 pieces. Bought this a while back ago when his price was hovering around $700. Nowadays, he's easily worth $1,200. So not a bad investment. Super excited to have this one. It really is one of my favorite pops and characters as well. I really love that he's in the traditional Funko Pop stance with his arms at his side. Couldn't be happier with this pop. But anyways, that's it for me. Thank you so much for sticking around. I hope you found this video to be entertaining and educational in terms of Star Wars Funko Pops 101. It was certainly fun making this video. I usually try to keep it short and sweet and to the point, so I appreciate y'all watching today. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to subscribe for more videos like this. And you can also follow me on Instagram and TikTok at OuterWorks. Until next time, have a good one.